Here we go again. Tony, wait. Is it Tony, Anthony? Why do I have this problem? Like, after all these years, I can't get your name right.
At this point, it doesn't really matter with you. I mean, you've known me long enough to be able to call me Anthony, Little Tony. So, but yes, we are back here again.
We're back here at Dugout 19 at Alesmith, which is phenomenal, by the way. If you love beer and you want to go ahead and celebrate Tony Gwynn, this is a great place to go ahead and be. But Tony, right now, I want you to go ahead and put yourself 20 years from now in the future. Okay, the San Diego Padres, who you are still broadcasting for, it's the final weekend of the season. They're looking to go ahead and clinch their first playoff spot since 2006. All they need is this one win in Milwaukee. Okay, now, Trevor Hoffman's son, Quinn, converted shortstop pitchers on the mound for the Padres. Anthony Keith Gwynn III steps up the pinch hit for the Brewers, and he just crushes the soul of the Padres. As a broadcaster, how will you handle that moment in the broadcast booth?
I don't know. I honestly, I don't remember how my dad handled. I think he was off air at the time, so hopefully I'll be off air. I won't have to call it, but if it is, I'll call it as I see it. I think that's the beauty of the game of baseball, regardless of the relationships. You got to be able to describe it to the audience that's listening. So I'll be doing my best, though, not to show any emotion towards my son, because obviously I would be happy.
I remember how excited your dad was when you were traded to the Padres for Jody. Oh, what was his last name? I can't remember. For Jody Garrett. When you came to the Padres from the Milwaukee Brewers, what would he say about you now, following in his steps as a broadcaster for his beloved hometown team?
I certainly think he would be pretty proud. I think my dad, obviously everybody knows my dad was a Padre through and through. And although I played for the Dodgers at a certain period of time, and he loved me to death, and he would never, ever wish anything bad as far as me playing for the Dodgers, I think he would be happy with where I'm at right now and 20 years from now where I would be at, hopefully, hypothetically speaking.
Why do you want to go ahead and do this? I know you had some great experience working for the Dodgers and for their broadcasting, but why do you want to go ahead and do this now with the Padres?
I just think it's the right time. It's a good fit. And, ultimately, I get to be around the game of baseball. Something I love to watch and I love to play at least when I was playing. And it's the best way to stay close to the game. I think at this point in my life, it's too early to want to coach and sacrifice that much time that I've already taken away from my family during my playing career. So I think it's the right fit for me, and it's something I enjoy doing. I enjoy talking about baseball and describing it.
What's the biggest piece of advice you got from talking to your dad about the broadcast role, about being an analyst, or even by watching and listening to him when he did this?
To call it like you see it. Okay. That's the first thing. Call it like you see it. But the second thing is be you. I think that was something my dad really mastered, was regardless of whether he was playing the game of baseball or whether he was, broadcasting the game of baseball, you knew it was him. You knew it wasn't a fake, facade. It was something that he was very passionate about, and you could hear it when he talked about it, whether he was in the booth or whether he was having a conversation at the grocery store.
It's going to be strange, though, doing it now for the Padres.
I don't think it'd be strange. It'll be a little different, obviously. The Padres are in a much different position than the Dodgers are. Yes. The Dodgers are contending for a World Series this year. The Padres are in the middle of a rebuild with the young talent that they've been accumulating over the last couple of years. Mm-hmm. And when you're in that situation, you have to kind of, I feel like fans deserve to kind of know step by step where the organization is and how they're going to progress to get to that point where they are contending for playoffs and contending for a World Series.
I remember one time a fan. This is when you weren't working. You had not been hired yet, and a fan asked you why you hadn't been working for the Padres, and you said you haven't been contacted. You got quite the outpouring from the fans, from the San Diego fans. What did that mean to you?
It meant a lot. I think obviously it let me know that they wanted me around, yeah. And eventually it got done. So, I'm happy to be here in San Diego. I'm happy that the Padres organization was able to reach out and we were able to get something done and have me here where I belong. I think I grew up here my entire life. I've got an opportunity to play here 2 years, which was probably two of the best years of my playing career. And now I get a chance to watch this team hopefully grow into the contenders that I think everybody wishes to see.
I am genuinely excited for you. I love that you're back home with the Padres where you belong. But I don't think anyone's probably more excited about this than Ted Leitner.
Uncle Teddy. Uncle Teddy. No, I'm out of all the things that's going to happen this year, I think that's what I'm looking forward to the most. Obviously, Ted and I go back to when I was a baby, not even coming to the yard yet, you know. So to have an opportunity to be able to work side by side with him is going to be tremendous. I honestly am looking forward to it, and I hope I can hold my end of the bargain up when we are calling these games.
Well, you can get some tips from Kirk. He does in the football booth.
Absolutely. I mean, look, I think the one thing about Teddy that I think everybody appreciates is very much similar to my dad is, you know, the passion is real. Like when he's talking about the Padres or he's talking about the Aztecs, whoever it may be that he's covering, you know that it's 100% real and that he is feeling the same way along with the fans as the game goes along.
Well, I am thrilled for the opportunity. It's going to be fun to watch you this year, watch and listen to you, and watch you do your thing, T.
Thank you.